If I knew what I knew now, I would have just stayed on the job and let the people play in my face and insult my intelligence. I would have just took them extra hours. I just would have managed up. I just would have let them put all that shit on my fucking plate. If I knew that sticking up for myself, if I knew that having integrity and dignity and self-respect would have landed me on the streets, I would have just stayed on the people's jobs so I could have had at least a place to stay and been able to afford my bills. I would have just put up with it.
Hindsight is 20/20. Ain't no shoulda, coulda, woulda.
But you said you remember you said you shouldn't get sick.
Yeah, she ain't saying nothing about getting sick. She said she just would have put up with X, Y, and Z. You didn't put up with X, Y, and Z. You handle things the wrong way. Now you're recording a video on a phone that you somehow paying for, and you ain't got no job. Big whoop.
But you can't look at it like that.
You go get a job, lady.
Life happens though.
Why not?
I was looking at a video where I think some hard workers over like 20, 25 years got laid off. You know, the company downside and a couple of people got laid off. They didn't do anything wrong. Life happens. We all know life happens.
Yeah.
If you had
take
a job,
work experience, you take those connections that you made and you go find the next job. Are you going to boo-hoo and cry about it? You got bills to pay.
I respect that. That's true. I don't disagree with what you're saying. But why I brought this clip was she do have some merit in what she said. Like she said, it's like this. You could either play the game of life or you can stand up for yourself. There's consequences when you do both. You could play your life, go through, make your money, stay in a certain thing, stay cushy, like she said, or you can stand up for what is right and lose your job. So once that happens, right, why I chose this clip is, should you choose integrity or just to survive?
You said there's consequences when you choose both. There's always a way to do things. There's always a way to go about things. And based on the clips that we have been looking at in terms of people losing their jobs, people don't handle things the right way in the heat of the moment. So I'm pretty sure there's a way to do both. Maintain that roof over your head and your employment.
I do agree with that. There's always the right way. There's a proper way to do stuff. But we do know sometimes you can handle stuff the right way and the outcome is not favorable, right?
Okay.
Would you say that's true? Because I could handle myself in the best professional way, go through everything, but you got to remember, a job is a job. They're not obligated to keep me there, even though I did everything properly.
Correct. So if I do things in a way that maintains my dignity and I lose my job, I can file for unemployment, use that time to see where I went wrong, see where that job just wasn't good for me, and get the next one, goddammit. Nothing can keep you down except yourself.
True. I respect that. That's commendable. I get all of that. But unemployment doesn't kick in as fast. It does sometimes, some people are living like paycheck to paycheck. Once you miss one, you're in a whirlwind. You're gone. You know what I'm saying? You're gone. We
are all one bad day away from losing everything. But It's about maintaining so that bad day, either you ready for it or it just doesn't come.
That's why you got to stack up so you never fully experience it. So basically, that's what we're working for. We're working to shower the hedge against the bad days.
Absolutely, but only you can do it. You got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You can't come on the internet and cry unless it's gonna make you some money off them views. But at the end of the day, like, I can't feel bad for somebody in a bad position. Only you can make that situation better. I can't do it for you.
All right, I get you. So on the integrity, right? That's where my main focus is, right? Yes, she lost her job. She should have hedged her bets for a rainy day. But did you lose your job for integrity? I already know the answer. I kind of gave it in my statement. What's your thoughts on that?
No, you should not lose your job for integrity. You should be able to stand up for yourself. You should be able to state what is fair and what is unfair. However, if you ain't owning your own business, if you ain't operating your own thing, you are at somebody else's mercy. And that's just what it is.
Well said. You said it. Toya, you got any on this?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we all should strive for entrepreneurship. Working for somebody else is always going to come with, you having to answer to, like, do whatever they're asking you to do. I'm going to say integrity is still important. Yes. Owning your business, that should be the way to go.
Late night live now.